Hello, my name is AJ Shaver. I'm the owner and president of Shaver Specialty Services and Sales, Inc. It's March the 2nd, 2026. We have officially been in business for 11 years now, doing commercial firewood production and mobile processing. So just in getting ready for this Zoom meeting coming up, just wanted to give you a quick tour around our wood yard and just kind of show you what we do and why we do it the way that we do. So I'm kind of person where it's more seeing is believing. And let me flip the camera around and I'll give you a quick tour of the wood yard. So let me start off first by saying we don't put anything in a big pile. We're a very shaded property. I do have a lot of wind that goes past. So we either use the IBC totes for storing the firewood or these log lift firewood bags. Both really let the airflow go through the firewood, so it seasons up in a quicker turnaround time. We have seen a good moisture reading, i.e. anything less than 20% in about 6 months. We leave everything up here where it's open to the air, nothing's tarped, covered. It's just all out for the wind, sun, and rain to hit it. The idea is to have it up on a pallet or the skid where the wood is not coming in contact with the ground, and then the firewood can't soak up the moisture. Even this bag itself is sitting on a pallet, so it's up off the ground. And that really helps us with storage, delivery, verified quantities. 4 IBC tote baskets is a cord, and 3 of the bulk bags were got to be a cord as well. So just wanted to talk about that right up front, just how we do it, because when I get around here to the other side of the wood yard, you'll see the actual production that I've got going on this morning. So the first machine that we've got is the Pro HD XL from Timberwolf. It has an absolutely massive live deck. I can get well over a cord of firewood up on the deck itself. 24-inch cut diameter. The Timberwolf machines have this top roller design where you can get some down pressure on the crooked stuff to really draw it through. The orange whip hanging down is the log length guide. And then we have the actual splitter chamber. We're running an 8-way wedge in this. I'll show you the other wedges that I have for it. What's nice about the HDXL is the conveyor will pivot side to side. So I've got 3 of these bulk bags set up where I can fill all 3 of them from one position, just as you see it. And this is where I was saying earlier that 3 bags makes a cord. So just like this, that will be a full cord of firewood coming off of this machine. We do put the operator station over here on the engine side. It's designed as a 2-person operation where the operator can stay here running the processor, and then you can have an excavator or something else loading the live deck. So it's safe for the operator not to be on that side, where if a wood bounces, the excavator drops something, nobody's going to get hurt because they're standing over here. We do run a triple pump on this, and it is a big Hatz 75 horsepower diesel in there. Everything's highway towable, and that conveyor does fold up and over the top for easy transport going down the road. We just came off of a mobile processing job, and I'll put the pictures in here so you can see it, because again, seeing is believing. And we did accomplish what you see on the screen. There's anywhere, rough estimates are 180 cords, you know, give or take, depending on how tall that pile is. But that was all produced in about 50 hours with this machine here. So we go from the biggest unit to the entry-level unit. The HDXL did cut about a 24-inch diameter, the Pro LP. I believe the LP stands for little processor, but maybe that's just my take on it. This will do a 16-inch diameter. We can do a 4-way or a 6-way in this one. Again, mobile processing is really key with the Timberwolf technology, because even the little guy has an attached conveyor. We can sell any of the machines without a conveyor, and then you can buddy up a standalone one like I have in the next video here. I'll show you what we've got going on, but this has a log lift versus a live deck. The XL version will be stretched out where it will handle a longer log, and then you'll also get a live deck on it, And then we do a diesel version for even quicker production, all out of this LP platform. So as we go from the LP and the HDXL, get into some really crazy stuff. This is a used unit. We brought this up from Arkansas. This is a whole tree splitter. It's a 4-way wedge on this, and from the I-beam to the top of the wedge is about 36 inches. So the cradle left to right where the log goes is 54 inches, and that pusher plate is like 24 by 28. So as long as you can put it in here, it will split it. It is an 8-foot ram on this one. The new ones run a 12-foot ram. And again, mobile processing or even just yard waste cleanup. The last video that we did, I had something that was too big for the HDXL and definitely too big for the little processor, but we put that piece on here, quartered it down, and then transported it over and actually produced firewood with the little guy. So just, there is a means to an end, even if you have a large just wood yard waste and you're looking for a quicker way to grind something or make mulch. You can put the pieces up on this, or the chunks up on this, and then reduce them into a smaller size. So even something with like a 36-inch throat would be able to handle the quartered pieces a lot quicker than throwing a big chunk into what it is. But this is the TW10 from Timberwolf. All right, so from processors and big splitters down to a big commercial splitter for the standardized stuff. Standard being anything really, I'm gonna say 42, 44-inch rounds and smaller. This is the Alpha 6 from Timberwolf. It features a box wedge on it, pullback arm, and a log lift. So once you drop the big round in here, you hit the auto cycle valves right here, and it cycles the wood back and forth basically until the round is gone. It just takes the pieces off the bottom. The unsplit piece pulls back in, hit the levers, it goes forward, and you just keep hitting levers back and forth until it all disappears. We are shipping this one out with a 4-way, just in case somebody want to do traditional wood. We can go 4-way, 6-way, 8-way on the Alphas. And the table grate is standard. The only upgrade that we have on this one is that auto cycle valve. And pretty much just a top of the line splitter from Timberwolf. Really enjoy having this one around, make some firewood in a hurry. So then, whether you're trying to make a pile based on a splitter or a processor, we can do something as big as this 32-foot conveyor from Timberwolf. This one does have the straight axle on it, so you can make just one tall pile. The upgraded would be a radius axle on it, and then the conveyor would be able to be pushed or driven left to right, depending on the option, how it was built. But general rule of thumb is half the overall length is going to be your output height. So this would definitely get you up around, 14 to 16 feet in overall pile height. And then again, that radius axle would let you make an even bigger pile because you could go wider and leave everything feeding in through the infeed hopper here on the bottom. They do make conveyors, I believe, from 12 feet all the way to this 32-footer. This is a vertical splitter from SplitForce. Basically, if you had bigger rounds that you're looking to work down into custom-sized firewood, and by custom size, I'm talking about like that pretty wood, your pizza wood, bundle wood, anything that you want to look really, really professional. It's easiest to do that on the SplitForce because you're literally looking down at the wood. So on this one, we took the bark sides off and got into like the square heartwood on it, where again, not very big pieces, and it did not take me a lot of time to do this. So just a couple quick hits, and there's basically 20 pieces there. And then when you're done, just push everything into the conveyor, and it can go up and either make a pile, fill one of our bags, or go into one of the IBC totes. Just a different way of doing it. From where the I-beam attaches here to the edge of the table is 18 inches. So ideally something 36 inches and smaller goes on that one. And just start playing Pac-Man and chomping away at it, and it makes things disappear. For stationary production with the SplitForce, they offer a hopper, and basically where the log lift was on the other one goes right underneath here, and then you use the log lift valve to run the feed conveyor to bring it to the unit, and you can split everything up. This hopper holds right about a full quart of firewood. You can dump in your rounds, and then everything would track from here over to the splitter. You could knock it down and then go up the conveyor on the SplitForce itself. So because of the bags that we offer, these are bag racks. They're adjustable both left to right for width and then vertically up and down based on which bag you'd like to use. It's just something that we came up with because it makes life so much easier to have an exact measurement on it. The ones that we had behind the Pro HD XL were my first version of doing it. They didn't ship around very well because of the size, so we came up with these that are adjustable, and it works out pretty well. So the only bit of mobile processing equipment that I don't have here is actually the unit that we started our whole business with. It's called a Halverson. They're based out of Minnesota up in Pine River. So again, it's an American-made product. Timberwolf is made right here in New York, and Halverson's made in Pine River, Minnesota. We started our business with that unit, and what it is, it requires 15.5 gallons a minute at 2850 psi and a case drain as a minimum requirement, and they have 4 different models now. There's a 120, which handles like 16-inch diameter wood. The 140 is about 18, maybe 20 if it's straight. The 150 is up to 22-inch, and you get a hydraulically adjustable wedge. And the big 160 is the production animal and goes up to 24-inch. What it is, it's an attachment that goes on the front of the skid steer, and you run it from the controls either in the skid steer or our harness inside the skid steer. So depending on the operation and the amount of manpower you have, it's great for a one-man band like me. Again, we started our business with that. We had a lot of customers that were asking for full-size processors, so it just depends on the job that we're going to do. Sometimes I take the skid steer, sometimes I take the big guy. It just comes down to what works best for that scenario. So when you're looking for a piece of firewood equipment, would really like the opportunity to sit down and chat with you on the phone or come up here in person if you're close by, and just have that one-on-one conversation about your needs, your budget, what you're looking to do for production-wise. You know, if it's just going to be home heating wood, you're feeding an outdoor stove, you're doing bundles for hardware stores and gas stations. We do offer a wide variety of different pieces of equipment from different manufacturers, so odds are I can find something that's going to work for your case. So even, you know, when it comes down to storage, whether it's the totes or the bags, I like the totes, but they're expensive. We couldn't find them for a while, so that's how we found the bags and just kind of went from there. And there's some other things that I don't have here that I haven't mentioned. We're going to have stuff over on the website as well at shaverequipment.com. But if I could earn your business with that sales quote, my number is 833-SPLITTER. It's 833-775-4887. And again, would love that opportunity to build you a custom quote. Everything's done as a line item, so there's no hidden things. There's no surprises. You will see exactly what you're purchasing. You can pick it up here from me in Dallas, Pennsylvania, or we can ship it to you for a fee. But again, definitely give me that phone call. Would love that opportunity to talk with you and build you a custom quote. Shoot me an email at sales@shaverequipment.com. And for all my regular YouTubers that are out there, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to the channel so you can stay up to date on everything we have going on. I appreciate this opportunity to introduce myself to you, and hopefully it's spawned some thought and maybe a phone call. Thanks for watching.